18-year-old Michael Mann lives in Alness. He completed an SVQ in radio broadcasting with MFR, the independent local radio station.
Yes, I am a reluctant leaver. I do want to stay, but if I have to go, I'll go. I think my future is going to be out of the Highlands. My interests are in media, and I think for opportunities I will have to travel, because there is basically the one station, or there's no TV opportunities up here apart from STV. Well, I am very proud to say I'm from the Highlands, and I've always, whenever I go on holiday, it's kind of everyone says, "Oh, I'm from Britain." But I'm always very specific. I'm from the Highlands.
29-year-old Alistair McRae was born in Inverness, grew up in South Lagan, and now works on Sky for an organisation involved with the tourism and hospitality industry.
The attitude of thinking that you have to go further afield to get a job is inaccurate. I think you have to go further afield to find a greater number of opportunities, but I don't believe that the opportunities don't exist here. I think that perhaps while the competition might be a little fiercer here, that's not to say that you couldn't get that job here. People aspire to living in the Highlands, aspire to having these enormous vistas at their doorstep, aspire to having a place to live where you don't have to fear violence, where you don't have to fear bullying or repression or crime. You know, it's a place where you would look forward to bringing up your children. It's a place where wherever you go in the world, when you say you're from the Highlands, people go ooh or ah.
17-year-old Andrew McKelvey moved to Scotland aged 2 and now lives outside Dingwall in a very rural location. He's determined to leave to study design and gig with his rock band.
I am committed to leave, yes. Although it's not that I want to leave here, it's what I want to go to Edinburgh or somewhere else. I could live here if I had to, but I don't want to. I want to leave my family. I love them obviously, but I need my own space now, and I think it's about time I moved out and just lived somewhere where I'm not dependent on them and see if I can live for myself. I had a look in the college in Inverness and I couldn't find anything that I wanted to do there or any opportunities really for me to study. So I decided I'd go to Edinburgh because of more opportunities and I wouldn't be able to get an education here. We have a few gigs now and again, but because there's very few venues around here, another reason why I want to leave.
20-year-old Nicola Winning was born in Irvine, grew up in Dumfries and Galloway, studied in Glasgow and moved to live in Inverness to be with her fiancé. She's now studying for a degree.
When you decide to go to university, you kind of want to get away and try something different, which this is completely different for me. I think that's the reason a lot of young people go. And you know, the job opportunities in the bigger cities are maybe a lot better and it can maybe offer more opportunities for them. I know a lot of people from the west coast of Scotland and Gairloch, and they like coming to Inverness. They love it because it's a city to them. It's a big city to them, and they actually enjoy coming here and living here because it's so different to what they know.
16-year-old Dale Pride MacDonald was born in Aberdeen and lives in Brora. Because he believes educational opportunities are limited, he reluctantly expects to leave.
It's hard for any kind of teenager my age or anyone looking into the future now that kind of stays in Highlands and Islands. It's harder for them to stay in Highlands because there's not a big kind of expression about the quality of education, and it appears that because when you look about things, you look at universities, you look at colleges, they're always more well spoken about down in past Highlands, past Inverness, etc. And you've really got to look down there if you want to get the best that you can be and do the best that you can, that you're capable of.
21-year-old Alexandra Mackenzie was born in southeast England and moved to live in Inverness as a teenager. She works in the city where she's studying for a degree.
I currently live in the centre of Inverness and I go to college. I'm doing a degree in business and management, and I have a little boy who's nearly 3 next week. I decided to go to UHI. I was already doing a previous qualification with them, and it fed into the degree in Inverness, and I didn't really see any reason to go elsewhere to do it, because, I mean, I benefit because everybody's gone away. People I know who've been to school around here and whatever, and who still go to college are seen as they don't want to leave home and they're too scared to leave home or whatever, and they don't really have much of a future because they're just willing to stay in the Highlands, and they see there isn't many, going anywhere. I like it here, and I think I can find, jobs to suit me, once I finish my degree, especially as everyone else is moving out of the Highlands, so they're not interested in getting the jobs that I might be going to anyway, so that's kind of a positive aspect, the way I see it at the moment.
28-year-old Krista Plano was born on Skye, studied and then worked in Stirling, Inverness and Glasgow before returning to work at the Gaelic College in South Skye.
I am quite proud of the fact that I've tried to make a career and make a living in a remote place. I'm quite proud of the fact that I've moved here, and I often feel quite proud when I tell other people. One of the biggest issues though, and I really do believe it's a crisis at the moment, is housing. There is no way, even on a reasonable salary, even on what would be described as an average salary, you can afford a house in this area. Even to find a private rented house, you have to go around the communities, knock on a few doors, ask around a lot. And even then, you're not guaranteed tenure, you're not guaranteed that place is going to be yours forever. This is a crisis that's going on. There are people who are really struggling at the moment, and I think it's going to get a lot worse if something radical isn't done soon.
22-year-old Jamie Adam from Stirling is a keen kayaker and mountain biker. He studied at St Andrews University and now works for a renewable energy organisation in Fort William.
There's, I would say, quite a kind of gap of people my age, maybe sort of 20 to 25, the kind of age bracket that I'm in. So I'd say it's fairly noticeable here. I don't know if this is something peculiar to Fort William or not, but there's certainly, I would say, a bit of a gender gap as well. I don't know whether it's more males are attracted to the outdoor scene, or I'm not sure, but there certainly doesn't seem to be quite as many kind of females in town as there are males. In renewable energy, there's a lot of things going on here, so I think I've been very lucky to that extent to find a job that I really enjoy in some place where there's a lot of renewable energy things going on, which also happens to be one of the best places to pursue my other kind of interests and hobbies as well.
23-year-old Frances Howarth was born in Stornoway and lives in Dingwall. She's already studied design in Glasgow and only came home to save some money.
Yes, I would consider myself a committed leaver. I plan on leaving the Highlands hopefully relatively quite soon, save up enough money and then move down south. Yeah, and try and get some work down south where I think that the job opportunities really are. This is the time in my life where I should be going out and experiencing, new things, and I should be meeting new people and really seeing the world. And I don't think that I'll be able to do that if I live in Dingwall any time longer, I think. So I think in the next few months, then definitely I think hope to move down south, I think. Meeting new people and going to different, creative events and just experiencing new things. And I think that the opportunities are down south for that, I think, mainly. No, I think I would definitely consider myself a Highlander. Yeah, I think, and I'll always be proud to be a Highlander, definitely.